definitely in the future. I'm slow. It's a slow transition, but I want to be able to do more um, on other platforms. Thank you for the comment regarding my paintings. No, you're not. You don't sound creepy at all. I don't know what you said, but you don't sound creepy. I look a nose Carter. I do get that. I get that every live. It's okay. Thank you. You can get this shirt. Oh, I should say, thank you for the compliment about me looking like Miss Knowles, or at least that I'm related to her. That's definitely a compliment as well. So she's wonderful. I love Beyonce. She's a great artist. Um, yeah. So my name is the same. You can find me on either Jolie Artist, Jolie.artist, or Jolie Artist like Reels. It's all the same. And then you can find that's the link in my profile as well. So yeah. And then for the sweater, if you go to dressfordystopia.com, dress for dystopia. I just got a new microphone, so I feel like official. So if I just randomly start doing this, I'm a podcaster. I also have a podcaster. I also have a podcast, not a podcaster. I don't have a podcaster. I am a podcaster. So I thought I should fancy it up a bit and get, like a professional microphone. You guys who always have stopped on live before, you've always seen me like, I don't want to like fuck around. Can you hear me? Because fuck around and mute my shit. But I always use my like raggedy like iPhone, like, headphones, whatever. So I stepped my game up, and I got a new microphone, and I also got a new camera. So over time, I think the quality of the videos will get better. It's not me, or at least it's not me in this lifetime. Although she does kind of look like. I think I'm vain. If you go to jolieartist.com, you can see some of my paintings. If you go to Instagram, Jolie Artist, no period. I mean, they're all mine. Jolie Artist and Jolie.artist. They're all my paintings. They're all my pages, rather. But you could see them there. And they don't look like me. I don't think. I'm not intending to like just repeatedly paint myself. I'm not like that intentionally vain. But yeah, I'm just painting like versions of myself over and over again. Happy to see you. I'm on Insta. I literally post every day, Naya. Hop on the gram. Hop on the gram. Slide in my DMs. Say hello. I have time to respond there. I can't really respond properly on TikTok because they also like read your messages. This is a terrible story I'm about to tell you guys, but like I was like somebody like one of my mutuals on TikTok, and I was like just scrolling through, and they were having a terrible time. They posted a video where they were crying, they were in tears. So I went into the DM to try to tell them, please contact me on like Telegram. I don't think I need a mic. Can you guys still hear me? Wait, hold on. But I like try to DM them like how to contact me, and they blocked the message. They blocked the message from going through, and it was literally like possibly a life and death situation, and TikTok blocked me from messaging them. I don't like that. Anyway, can you guys hear me? I put the microphone here, but if you have issues, you want to talk, send me a voice note. Don't like write a really long message. You can send me a voice note. You can hit me up on Telegram. You can hit me up on Insta as well. Happy to have a chat. But I've been around. I've not like ghosted. I am being suppressed. Probably because I come on here and complain. Also, thank you, by the way. Aura, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's a little less loud. Was I doing the most? Sorry. I was like eating the microphone. All right, cool. Somebody asked if I'm ginger. Am I ginger? I wasn't going for it. I just need to no cap and practice law code supreme. Oh, that's a lot going on there. Yeah. Love you. You're one of my favorite TikTokers. Thank you. Thank you. Just find me on Instagram, though. I want to be your favorite Instagrammer. So find me on Instagram. But yeah, let me know. One person said I'm less loud. So let me know if you can hear me. I just moved the microphone over there because I was like doing the most. Well, like I said, I just got a new microphone. So, yeah. Yeah, TikTok regulations are not in the favor of the creators. I changed my hair color. I did. Um, Actually, the toner washed out, and I'm just lazy. It's supposed to be darker, and I'm supposed to tone it dark, and I just didn't. So yeah, this is the color now to like stop being lazy. Um, I gotta do that right now. Thank you. Yeah, hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up on Insta. Hit me up on YouTube. Where's my accent from? I'm Nigerian, American. What's my IG? It's the same as this. Pink was my favorite. The pink doesn't last, Aura. Like I love the pink. I probably could find. I have a bottle somewhere, but I love the pink. But it doesn't last. It washes out super fast. Otherwise, I'd be rocking it. But that's a good idea. I totally forgot about that, and I'm gonna maybe rock it again. But yeah, my accent is like a combination of like Nigerian and American, and then British, but only because like my best friend's British, and we talk like pretty much every day, and I just have picked up his accent, so that's what you're hearing. Sorry. How do I come up with video ideas? Um, that's a great question. There's a live that I did before this one, and I've got to post it because I actually straight up tell you how I do come up with ideas. And I basically don't live in the present. I project myself to the future. I know that like a lot of spiritual people tell you to be like in the present and be like focus on the now, which you should. It's good to be present when you're like eating or like making love or like taking in a movie or like listening to music or whatever. Like it's really good to be present, but when it comes to like ideas and generating ideas, you need to one break the confines of like rules and regulations, um sorry, in your mind. So you have to unlearn everything, like all the shit that you've been programmed with. Like you have to just throw that shit out there, keep an open mind, start reading. I don't actually sit and physically hold a book when I read. When I paint, I don't really need to think. So I will listen. So I listen to audiobooks. As some of you guys know, I listen. I've learned to listen super, super fast. All right, I'm going to do, thank you. I actually will do a video featuring a painting I've done of my mom in the background. And then you get to see her. She's a sweetheart. But when I listen to books, I listen with an open mind. Ooh, you guys are leaving naughty comments, so TikTok has to filter your comments. Maybe don't cuss or don't be mean. I don't know which is which. But so when I listen to it with an open mind, and then I kind of let my mind wander, which is the opposite of meditation. So I meditate in the morning, I meditate in the evening, but when I'm listening to books, I let my mind wander. I let my mind ask questions, and I let my mind sort of challenge the author. I love challenging the author, and in my sort of processing of what the author is saying in any given book, um, I will like write out my notes, and it's typically I start with the question, "What if? What if? What if?" Yeah. Um, so that's where I get ideas. It's a matter of keeping an open mind, though. Um, what did you say? What did you see, Monclove? You saw what? What did you see? Sorry, there's like a delay in the comments for some reason. So, yeah, I forgot. Like, so I started. Thank you. Enjoy all your content. Appreciate you. Thank you. I started a live before this one, so I went live, and then I was just sitting here, and like nobody came because I don't think it like went to send people out. But I titled this "So You're Living in a Dystopia," and I don't know if it's still titled "So You're Living in a Dystopia." That is certainly what I hope to talk about. And I wanted to sort of align it with the video I just posted where before I hopped on the live. Um, so we're welcome to talk about that as well. What I've been getting into the habit of is making everything a joke. Okay, cool. Thank you, Haley. I appreciate you. Yeah. Tried to and it didn't work. What didn't work? Sorry, I'm like frazzled. But oh, you tried to join the live? Yeah, it was being weird. Like TikTok, I'm gonna leave it because at this point they don't. It is what it is. But yeah, I want to get into the habit of whenever I'm in a situation. I'm actually trying to get in the habit, and I'm in the habit of whenever I catch myself in a situation, instead of reacting with frustration, literally just doing the opposite, just turning everything into a joke, just laughing at everything, right? Because how would the future affect the present in your opinion? Um, I guess I should finish my thought. Ask me again. I want to finish my thought. Whenever you set off to do something, I kind of went off on this rant the last live, which I still haven't posted to the YouTube channel, but I promise you I will. I will. It's coming. I've just been slowly transferring videos, but anytime you set off on like every time, it's okay to look crazy. It's fine. It's okay. Every time you set off to do something, every time you set off to meet a goal, if you have a desire for something. So what Buddha said, he said that desire is the cause of suffering. But he kind of left it hanging. And my thought process is that the reason why desire is the cause of suffering is because of the simulation. The moment you make it known to the simulation that you have a desire for something, it's going to come and fuck you up. Watch. Like the moment you set out the intent, I desire something, I desire this thing, I want this to happen. Expect, I keep telling you guys, expect obstacles, expect disappointments. Don't expect that, like, right off the bat, the moment you say, I'm going to do something, that you're just going to get it. This is not a reality experience. It's not a simulation experience where you're going to get, like, the moment you say, okay, I'm going to do something, you're going to do it. Somebody asked why. I think Aura asked why. And I think it's the only answer I can think of without it being, like, without veering too far left, is that this is not a reality where it's like an instant gratification reality. So I don't know how many of you guys have had like lucid dreams. I've only had one that I can recall anyway, my whole entire life. And when I did, like anything I thought of, I immediately was like, I got it, right? I attained it. Like as soon as I realized that I was lucid, whatever it is that I thought of, like, boom, it happened. And then after a while, it got boring. I was like, okay, like I've got everything, right? So then I decided like maybe I don't like lucid dreaming, and so now I just kind of let dreams come to me instead of like trying to control the dream or like just pushing my desires on everything. And when I kind of realized that, I applied that mindset to our reality right now. If we lived in a reality where you got everything you wanted the instant that you wanted it, you would not enjoy. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't enjoy. I mean, it would get old. Like right now, I want an ice cream. Boom, ice cream. Right now, I want $1 million. Boom, $1 million. It's not sustainable long term, right? So I think that is why they delay. There is a delay. So that's one sort of mindset. It's really tempting to be like, fuck this place. It's a dystopia and everything is fucked up. And I certainly have that mindset as well every once in a while too. But I do realize that when I don't get what I want, it's because it's not an instant gratification. That's just not the nature of reality. So I've just learned to, you know, expect obstacles. The obstacles are programmed in. Now if you can hold that in and also stop reacting, like literally choose your reaction, choose your actions rather than reacting. Sorry, I don't want to go live with you. Sorry. I love you though. You're wonderful, but I don't want to lose my train of thought. If you can pause and choose your reactions, I've just started to just turn everything into a joke. I just turned everything to a joke. Like I really wanted to hang out with somebody today, and I really wanted it to be today because I'm spoiled, and so I just kept like, "Hey, let's hang out." And they're like, "I'm busy. I've got plans. Can we?" But I knew on some level that it wasn't going to happen, right? Because the moment you fix yourself in your heart that you have a desire for something, that is the moment that the challenges come. And that is why Buddha said that the root cause of suffering is desire, but he left it at that. He left it, okay, why is it desire that is the root cause? Well, because, thank you, you can get the shirt from dressfordystopia.com. That's legit an actual website. It's my website. Or you can just go to jollyarts.com. Yes, I did paint the paintings. Hey, Tony from Alabama. But yeah, so I know that the moment you desire something, you're almost sending out like an energetic output to the universe, and expect the challenges, expect the no's, I don't know who keeps liking my hearts, like the person who's just hitting the likes down here. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to whoever's just tapping. I appreciate you. So yeah, hi. So I just now know, like the moment I set out a desire for something, it's just, it's not, it's, it's going to take a while, and they're going to be challenges. And so when the challenges occur, or when the pushback occur, oh, there's more hearts. Thank you. When the challenges occur, when the pushback occurs, I am now training my mind. I'm retraining my mind to just make a joke out of everything. Like, don't take things personally. Don't make it about me. Don't make it a personal thing. Don't That's me. You're welcome. Thank you, Lotus. I appreciate you. Don't if you can get yourself in the habit of doing that today. You get yourself in the practice of doing that today. Imagine, thank you for the love of, I appreciate you. Imagine how much of a beast you are going to be in a year. Like matrix that shit, man. Like somebody, like, okay, so you go, I want this, and then somebody hits you with a no. And instead of like crying and woe is me and making yourself a victim, you're just like, all right, it's cool. Like, fuck the universe. Like, I'm still gonna get this thing, right? That is what, like, that is what I think you just keep kind of going. Detachment makes things easier, but it can become dangerous also, I think. Yeah, I don't know if detachment is the right, I mean, it might be the right path for some people, and that's certainly what Buddha recommended. He was just like, detach from everything and have no desires. But I love wanting shit. I'm sorry. Like, I do. I like wanting things. And yes, it sort of subscribes to the whole materialistic or materialism mindset, but it's okay. I bought a pair of shoes. I bought a pair of boots. They're like red thigh-high boots. I love that shit. I wanted it. I ordered it, and I rocked it, and it looked great, right? I like things. If I'm going to live in a dystopia, like, I should at least have cute shoes. Is that terrible? I haven't been wanting so much lately. So weird for me. It's okay too. I feel the same. That's part of human experience, material things. Yeah. So like this whole thing, right? It's like we're always kind of being pushed to, they were saucy boots, and they were red, like they were red. I can't wait to rock them. But there's this thing where there's a lot of people who are like spiritual. You get to dress up the avatar. Exactly. Like, if I'm gonna be here, I want to have fun. Like, if we're going to suffer, two things. If we're here and we're gonna suffer, I have two perspectives and two mindsets that I'm beginning to develop. The first is that, listen, if this is some sort of hell, hey, if this is some sort of hell, the simulation, the game, the dystopia, it's going to give you shit to suffer for, right? So like, why do we add suffering to it by making each other suffer, right? I'm not going to like add to your suffering, and I'm certainly not going to add to my suffering, because trust me, the simulation will give you things to suffer for, right? So when I can, when I can find joy in things, I'm going to choose to find joy in things. I'm going to choose to enjoy myself. There's a song my mom always sings. She goes, allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy. Like, let me enjoy myself. Let me, like, just, like, we don't have to take things so seriously, right? And we don't have to just, like, turn ourselves into this, like, woe is me sort of, like, thing. If you're going to be in hell, at least make the best of it. If this is hell, right? At least make the best of it. How do you rig the simulation? It starts here, in my opinion, right? Everything I say is obviously in my opinion. But in my opinion, if you know that there are rules, then you have to kind of work along with the rules. Does that make sense? I'm trying to read your comments as well. So if you see me looking down, I'm not like spacing out. I'm also trying to read what you guys are saying. But if you have to know the rules. And one of the rules is, if you set up with a desire for something, expect pushback. If you set out with a desire for something, expect pushback. Okay? So when you get the pushback, the moment you say, I want this, brace yourself. Winter is coming. The moment you say, I want this, the simulation is going to be like, bad. And then here comes the opposite of what you said you want. Does that make sense? All right? I'm not here to like tell you like don't have any desires. That's certainly a path. And you could certainly go on that route. I like liking shit and I like wanting shit. Because come on, like, I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. right? And I don't know 100% if it really is a hellscape. Thanks for the hearts, by the way. I don't know if it's truly a hellscape. I am working on a T-shirt that's gonna say "Earth is the good place." I don't know if you guys have seen the show The Good Place, but it's giving good place, right? However, like I said in the video that I posted before I hopped on live, if this truly is hell, if this is some sort of dystopian simulation, then it is set up for you to suffer. And then if it is set up for you to suffer, then the greatest rebellion is to literally, it's giving hell. It's giving hell. Then the greatest rebellion is like when you see the shit setting you up. Like when you see, okay, I want something. Like, okay, like before I went live, like before I hopped in a live, my first attempt to go live, like nobody was here. I was here for like 5 minutes just staring at the camera and nobody came. And did I react? No. Did I have like an emotional reaction? No. I was just like, all right, it's a dystopia, so here's an obstacle. And I exited out and I tried again. Expect the obstacles. I don't need to have all the extra shit. I don't need to have like the emotional reaction. I don't need to I don't need to have like get all butthurt and mad. It is what it is. I watched my follower count like it doesn't matter, but I mean it doesn't. But the more videos I put out, the more like I'm literally losing followers. Like it shows the count and it's like negative 2,000 like followers. And I've talked to some people who had like unfollowed me, or it appeared that they unfollowed me. We were mutuals, and they're like, I didn't unfollow you, it like removed me from your following. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, do I take that personally, or do I just understand that the moment that you set out to do something, the simulation is going to push back? The moment you set out to do something, the simulation is going to push back. So somebody asked, like, what is the hack then? How do you deal with that? Well, keep that in your mind, right? You can't go around like just having an emotional reaction. Like you said, it would be boring with instant gratification. Exactly. I think you're shadow banned. I never see. No, I'm definitely shadow banned. It's okay. That's why I keep telling you guys, like, follow me on Insta. Follow me on Insta. It's the same name. You'll find me. But yeah, I'm definitely shadow banned. I don't care. Because once again, you need the obstacles. There was a time when that used to bother me, but that's why I'm saying in the video, right? Like, why should I let it bother me? If you need to share something with me, Bon, just hit me up on Insta. Listen to the podcast. Your one black friend is the podcast. This is what this shirt is. Enjoy Dubai. Thanks for the hearts. But not caring can be the answer for everything. I'm not saying not to care. I'm just saying, like, understand that you're going to get to where you're going. Just ignore the bullshit. Whenever you have a goal, you're going to get to where you're going. Just ignore the bullshit. I know I'm going to get what I'm going. This is just noise. I keep saying in different ways, I keep saying it to you guys in videos over and over and over again. Ignore the noise. This is just noise. It's just noise. It's just noise. It's not an instant gratification reality. It's not. Expect pushback. Am I neurodivergent? I'm certainly not normal. I don't know what the labels are that you put, but I have been diagnosed with ADD, but it's just a label. I don't think it means anything. It's just another label that they put on you, but I'm definitely not normal, and that's okay. The point is, and somebody said they like the sweater. It's on dressfordystopia.com. That's my website. You can bookmark, the website and check it out later. Certainly not normal. Should be on a t-shirt. I'm going to have a lot of t-shirts. Because, I'm loving just the creation of the different... Well, they're not going to be t-shirts. They're going to be sweaters. Right now, I know the prices are a bit steep on the website for the sweatshirts and stuff, but I don't stock them. I use Printful, full disclosure. And they charge a grip just for, like, basic blank t-shirts. So that's where it is right now. I apologize for the price. I wish I could make them lower, and I'm working on trying to find a different supplier. I tried Printify, which is like you guys don't care. Anyway, I am working on it, but right now it is what it is. But they are there. The sweater's available if you want to check it out. Do that. But yeah, back to my point. The point is that it's not a matter of not caring. It's a matter of ignoring the bullshit. The bullshit are just like the analogy that I used is you do care. The analogy that I use is, well, okay, well, all right, well, I'll tell you guys. And yeah, I use Printful right now, and they supply the sweatshirts and everything like that. But they're a bit steep. Like the asking point for just a blank is ridiculous. And then I'm trying to switch to Printify, but I'm having problems uploading my designs to the website, so it's ongoing. But I'm not like trying to like make things super expensive. I apologize for the price point, but they are there, and it is what it is. But yeah, I'm not saying like don't, like don't care about what you want. I'm just saying that like, oh, there we go. So the analogy that I use is when you play like Super Mario Brothers, right? The goal for each level is to go to Printify is good. All right, I'm trying. Like I've been emailing them because like I don't know if my files are too big or I don't know what's going on, but I do want to work with somebody else other than Printful. Oh, you have the same issue with Printify? Yeah, it's annoying, guys. Like, we just want merch. It's not hard. Like, these sweaters are not expensive. I don't know why they charge so much just to like print some shit and mail it, but it is what it is. Um, okay, each level. Thank you. Um, when you go and play, I also want to. File's too big. Ah, okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind because I have been using like super large files because I want it to turn up well. When you go and play Mario Brothers, right? Each level you're supposed to get to the end level, right? Super Mario, right? You're supposed to get to the end level, which is the flag, right? Right? You jump through the flag thing, right? There's all of that shit in between, right? There's all that shit between all the like the Koopas and the that chick that drops the shit from her head, her little babies or whatever, that chick, and then they spike out. All of that shit pops up. Now imagine we're playing Super Mario Brothers, right? And then you call me and you're like, yo, I'm trying to get to the flag and there's all this shit in the way. I would be like, yo, why are you calling me? To play the fucking game. That's part of the game. The obstacles are part of the game. Somebody keeps asking me if I want kids. Why? Are you trying to have kids? I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I have a kid. That's a very personal question, by the way. But yeah. Yeah. So if I'm having a conversation with you, right, and we're trying to play the game, and you're calling me to complain about the obstacles, I'm gonna tell you I've got the same obstacles, bro. Like I'm playing the same game as you. That it's built into the game, right? You know that's part of the game. That's what I'm telling you guys. All the bullshit is part of the game. It's built in. So stop like crying about it, right? Like I could sit here and tell you guys like, yeah, every time I try to like post something, I get like 0 views and I delete it and repost it. It's fine. The obstacles are part of the game. You get it? Does that make sense? Obstacles are part of the game. Obstacles are part of the game. Okay? So the key is to stop having emotional, like stop getting angry when you meet the obstacles. You sent it. All right, I want to see what you guys are saying. Hold on. And you're so disappointed when you beat it and it's over. What is your background? I'm Nigerian. Not so much. Yes, that was a good example. Hey, love. Hey. Even though I never once looked at the score. We create these obstacles. Some of the obstacles we probably create, and some of the obstacles are it's just a pushback. You know what I mean? But I do think that if you kind of got everything you wanted when you asked for it, it wouldn't be fun after a while. Like imagine you're playing Mario, but you're just running to the finish. Like you're just every level you're just running to the flag. Like there's nothing to do. Hey sis, there's nothing to do. Wait, sis or bro? I couldn't. My phone's too small. But hey, Nigerian. But imagine, right? Like you're running, and there's just nothing in between. That shit would get bored. I honestly, I'm at this point. I'm borderline a little bit, just a tiny bit, like. I'm a little like I'm getting to a point where it's like I'm almost like a little bit masochistic in the sense of like, yeah, bring on the pain, baby. Like I have this goal and I'm now like expecting that shit. Like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's go. Like, I set out and I'm like, I want this. And then I'm just like bracing myself, like this is Sparta type of thing, where I'm like, let's go. Let's fucking go. Like, I know the shit's coming. I know that, like, I'm not gonna get, like, okay, I'm about to apply for something, all right? I figured it was a bro because I looked at the picture, but I was like far off here. I apologize. Sorry, bro. Thank you, right? But, hey, thanks for the fire. Thanks for the hearts. Appreciate you. But, like, anytime now I set out to do something, I don't even have to, like, I don't let something come up. Let it come up. Like, you need that energy. And I've been going hard with that energy now. Like, let's go. You know, like, let's go. Oh, I mean, the biggest thing for me, it's not even like hard anymore, but the biggest thing, oh, look, I got the little thing. Oh, that's dope. The biggest thing for me, you said you want to fight. Give me your A game. I'm talking to the universe, not you. I'm talking to the universe. I don't want to fight people. I'm talking to the universe. When I say I want something, I'm not gonna like. Now, my mom doesn't use herbal remedies, but I do. But when I say, like, let's go, I'm talking to the universe. I've just gotten to the point. I left this in the comment in the video. I've just gotten to the point where I'm just like tired. I'm tired of being tired, right? I'm tired of being upset. Aren't y'all tired? Like, aren't you tired? You're not bored? You're not bored yet? Because I find this shit boring. Like, I'm in the middle, like, the other day I was having, like, a conversation with my husband, and then it was, like, turning into an argument. And I was like, in the middle of the argument, that was actually the idea for the video. That's where it came from. Because in the middle of the argument, I was like, yo, this is boring. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, this is boring. I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to argue. We do the same shit every fucking, like, it's the same bullshit, right? Like, we're good, and then we're arguing. And then we're good, and then we're arguing. Aren't you tired? You're not bored yet? You're not tired yet? You're not tired yet? And fear. Exactly. I'm bored and I'm tired of the fear bullshit. Like, I'm done. I'm tired of the voice. Like, the other day I was sitting, and I was getting ready to post a video on my Instagram. Follow my Instagram, right? I was getting ready to post a video, and here comes the internal monologue, and it was like, hey, yo. And I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, stop. I'm done. I don't want to hear it. Shut the fuck up now. I'm done. Like, there was a time when, like, my internal monologue would, like, fuck with me, bro. Like, I'd just be sitting there, like, I shouldn't be posting this video. It was that video that I did, the one about I didn't even write that. The one about, are we living in a dystopia? It was that one. I just sat, because I was going to actually do a thing when I was, like, going to sit and record and just, like, talk about, like, yo, this is, like, reincarnation is a fucking loop, right? And then I was like, nah, turn it into a skit. And then I just sat and I filmed the skit, right? And then I was, like, doing all the stuff, and I was getting ready to post it, and here comes this bitch. You know what? Nobody's gonna, shut the fuck up. No, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna post, like, I'm tired. Shut up. Like, I'm done. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to post the video. I don't give a fuck if nobody likes it. I like it. I think that shit is funny. And I still watch that video. I watched that shit on the toilet just this morning. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm done. Like, how long are we going to just keep? Like, you're not even, it's not even like, you're not even trying. It's the same. Sorry, when I get angry, my accent comes out. I'm not even angry. I'm just tired. Somebody said it's not entertaining. It's not funny anymore. Try different jokes. Like, ooh, is nobody gonna care? I don't care. Like I posted something. Escape Sansara, you become enlightened. I guess that's what's happening. I don't know. I just ran out of fucks. Like, somebody left a comment. I don't even remember what the comment was. Like, I was like, I posted something, and then they left a rude ass comment. And I was like, it doesn't even hurt. Are you real? You know what I mean? Like, are you, why are you here? Fuck off. And I wasn't even mad at the person. It was just like, I was just annoyed at the whole game. You know how you guys, I don't know why I'm yelling. My neighbors are probably like, yo, what is wrong with her? You know the quote where they say, don't hate the player, hate the game? That's where I'm getting. Like, I'm not even mad at people anymore. Like, it's getting weird, guys. Like, like, I wake up and check comments. Do you see any positive comments? Yeah, I do. And for the most part, I try to respond to, because the majority of my comments, like 99.9% of the comments are positive, and I'm grateful for that. I think it's just like when the negative one comes, a lot of the times when it's a negative comment, it doesn't even make any sense. Like somebody said something, like I said something about how joy can be the greatest rebellion, and their comment was something about like Botox. They're like, so is Botox like the way you rebel? And I was just like, is that supposed to be an insult? Are you trying to imply that I use Botox? First of all, I don't. So that's kind of a compliment, low key, because you're saying that I look like I use Botox. I don't use Botox. I just don't move my face. That's I don't move. I move my face now because I'm talking to you live. But like when I'm filming something, you know what I mean? Like I just don't move my face. That's just natural Botox. It's called resting bitch face. One, two. That's not even like an intelligent. If you're gonna be mean, like at least be smart about it. It's just fucking stupid. I don't get it. And then somebody else, like it was a video, an older video, and I reposted it to my YouTube, and it was like it was like one of my like skits that I do where I was like, if you're gonna build a teleportation device, yeah, make sure you like upload your consciousness, back up your consciousness first, because you're essentially about to vaporize your body, so make sure that you back up your consciousness into like it's clearly a skit, right? And then a couple of people, like one person hopped up and they were like, it's called being blessed with blackness. Right. And one person hopped in and they were like, what did they say? Because it wasn't remarkable. That's why my brain just like deleted it. But it was like a stupid comment. Something about like, am I on drugs? And I'm like, I normally don't respond to dumb comments because I was like, that's dumb. But it just was like, are you a real human being? And that's when it started dawning on me. Like, I know I try to avoid saying that some people are like NPCs. I do, because I don't want to like dehumanize people. But I'm starting to low key really think that like there legit are NPCs out there. Like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be that person that looks around and being like, none of y'all niggas are real. Sorry. No. But like, sorry, I have a potty mouth. But no, like, are you a real human being? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, oh, thank you. They're obstacles. Yeah, it's just like you're literally like you're just part of like you're just why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you talking? Why are you typing? Why did you do all of that? Why did you find that necessary? There's an idea that there's only 1 billion souls and 6 billions. I don't want to believe that. But sometimes, man, I just look at people and I'm just like, okay. Comment. My coworker is so negative. Every time I look at him, I'm like, it can't even be real. That's how I feel sometimes. I don't want to go there because it's a slippery slope, right? Because you don't want to like dehumanize a person, but sometimes you're just like you can't. You're definitely like I don't know. I also think maybe obstacles in other people's way to discovery too. I know I can be problematic. But my way of like contributing to making this dystopia less of a dystopia is I do actively work on checking myself, right? Like I said, I was like having an argument with my husband, and then I just stopped in the middle of the argument. I was just like, I'm done. And I'm not like in a bitchy way. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like, fuck you, I'm done, like stormed off. I was just like, this is dumb. Like, why are we arguing? It's the same bullshit. Let's have some ice cream and watch like Stranger Things. Like, stop. Like, what's the point? There's so much shit we have to deal with outside there, guys. Like, right? There's so much shit. Like, the other day, I went to start my car didn't start. I was like, what is this? I got shit to do, right? There's already all of those, like, random dumb shit that just happens on a daily basis. Why are we, if we're in hell, if this is hell, I'm not saying it is, because I don't want to, like, actualize some bullshit, but it is giving hellscape. Somebody commented that and I've been using it. It's giving good place. You get what I mean, right? Like it's something's not quite right. Yeah, it's giving a little dystopia. But if this is hell, then we're in it. You're in hell too, right? You're an inmate. If this is a prison planet, a couple people have been commenting that on my Insta. They're like, it's a prison planet. It's a prison planet. All right, bet. Then we're prisoners too. Like, I'm I'm here because I don't know what I did that I'm here, but you know what? I'm here. You're here with me. Then we're all prisoners. Then like let's not make each other's like let's not contribute to our sentence. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like let's not contribute. Like we should be working together against whatever the fuck put us in here. If this is hell, if this is a prison planet, if this is a dystopia, we should be working together. Working together to not make like I'm not trying to work for the man is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so if I'm here if I'm here to be tortured for whatever the fuck I did, right, I'm not about to like work for the prison owners. Like I'm not about to make your life hellish even more. Like if I'm here because I did some shit, we're here together, cool. Like let's work it out so that I'm not making your sentence worse. Right? Somebody said work for the devil himself. Let's use a Christian. I'm not Christian, but let's use the Christian analogy. Thank you. One of my favorite. I painted it. Let's use the Christian analogy. Like if this is hell, right? And the devil is like our internal monologue and it's provoking all of us to sort of torture each other. Why would I want to work for the devil by making your life harder? Fuck that guy. Right? If anything, I should be going out of my way to make it because we're here together. We're all in this together. I don't know the rest of the song, but we're here. We're in it together, right? I'm not a jailer. I'm here with you, right? So let's work together. Let's not add to our shit. That's kind of where I'm trying to go with that, you know. And let's get the fuck out of here. I dig that. Somebody said we're breaking up. Let's get the fuck out of here, you know. That's all I feel. And part of it is we help each other out. We talk to each other. Like if you figure some shit out about like, all right, what's really going down, like tell people, like talk to people, like share what you know. Like, hey, this is something that I figured out that has worked for me. These lights are bright as fuck. I did find a deodorant because you guys know, like every time I go live, I sweat. And I don't have like, it's not like it's not a deodorant. I found an antiperspirant because I don't have I don't smell. I smell wonderful, actually. I smell like lavenders. But I have like something called like hyperhidrosis, I think, where this is TMI. I don't want to tell you guys my business. But I sweat. And there's like 2 lights on and it's just like dead in my face. And by the time I'm done with the live, it's like, I might as well be dehydrated. So I found like an antiperspirant. So I'm actually really excited about that. TMI. All right, what are you guys saying? Most of my life feels scripted at this point. I feel you. The whole not becoming emotional from the game challenges when it's cycle. Yeah, just honestly, turn everything into a fucking joke. I stop using deodorant. It's not deodorant that's the problem. The deodorant I use does natural shit. That shit doesn't work, by the way. But I do use a natural shit. But I have to use an antiperspirant, and I only use it like once a week, because you don't really want that stuff in your body. But for the rest of the week, I'm like I just use like regular like natural. I forget what it's got, like charcoal and lavender and shit like that. That's not what this podcast is about. Anyway, Island is similar to what you're talking about. It's on Netflix, The Island. All right, I'll check it out. Use lime and lemon. My issue is not with odor. So lime and lemon does not work. My issue is with sweating. I sweat a lot, especially when there's lights on me. But I have lime juice in a bottle. I put some grapefruit seed extract, and that helps like that. But it doesn't stop you sweating. Men's gel deodorant is the only one that works for me. Right now I just use like Arm & Hammer, but what I realized is that you don't have to use it every single day because that's how it builds up in your body. Somebody said sweating is good. No, not the way I sweat. Like you should check out some of my other lives or my YouTube channel. It's just like I'm like it's a lot. Like I swear I end up dehydrated at that point. But it's antiperspirant, and you don't, like I said, you don't have to use it every single day. You can just use it like once a week if you have to use it, because it does build up and then it's not good for you. Releasing energy as sweat. Maybe that's what it is, but I don't like it. I'd rather like release it as pee. All right, TMI. Limited series. Island is what people are talking about here. How does someone have a one-on-one conversation with you? Go to. Oh my God, what's my website? I have 2 websites. Sorry, that's why I blanked. Go to youroneblackfriend.com, and you'll see. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation, like a Zoom chat with me, if you go to youroneblackfriend.com, you can book like a Zoom chat with me. Or you can just DM me on Insta and I'll get to you. Either one works. But if you're gonna message me on Insta, please do me a favor. Just send a voice note. Send a voice note. Yeah, don't like write like a long thing, please. And then I'll send a voice message. It's just easier for me to talk that way. Yeah. But yeah, that's where so I'm gonna read what you guys are saying. Dance break. It's taking a while for your comments to load, so I'm gonna do a dance break. We have to want change more than we fear it. That's another thing I've been doing is like actively just doing shit that like I'm afraid to do. And the things that I'm afraid to do, it's not like jump off buildings or anything like that. I have a lot of like social anxiety, like talking to people, not like in person, but like I have a lot of anxiety around texting. I have like this thing where like if I text you and like you don't respond in like a timely manner, this avatar, she like it starts generating like all this internal like bullshit where it's like the person doesn't want to talk to you. I don't know why you wouldn't want to talk to me, bitch. I'm me. But that's what I tell myself. But I but I have a lot of like anxiety around that. So I've been actively going on my way to like challenge that. You know, like just whenever I feel like maybe this person doesn't, I just do it anyway. Like, what's the worst that can happen? So they don't respond, which never actually happens, right? But I have this thing about like double texting, where if I text you, I used to have a thing about double texting, where if I text you and you don't respond, then I just leave it, and then that's how the conversation ends. Like if you never respond, then that's it forever, and that's it. But today, for the first time in my life, I triple text. Yeah, I don't fucking care if I'm bothering you. Block me. That was the energy I woke up today with. This is very weird. It was very rare for me. Get closer to the mic. Get closer. All right. Yeah, so that was very rare for me. I've never in my life done that. It's very like some people have like these challenges. Like some people want to like go to some people want to like go to like Mount Everest, right? Some people want to like I don't know, see the aurora borealis. My bucket list beep it's me sorry. My bucket list is to double text a person, and I actually did it 3 times. All right, you guys, you're gonna turn me into an ASMR. Are you guys gonna turn me into an ASMR channel? My bucket list was to double text somebody, and actually triple texted them, and they responded after the 3rd text. And the 3rd text was me sending a video meme that was like this. It was a fuck boy, and it was like, "Are you gonna leave me on red?" And I sent it. I sent the video, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy." I don't fucking care if you're busy, bitch. I texted you. Nobody is busy. Look, let's talk about that. I'm picking up the microphone. Let's talk about the whole people telling you they're busy. I'm going to run a list of shit that I do. Somebody said it was loud with the microphone. Let me tell you the shit I do all day, okay? I edit videos for TikTok. I edit videos for Instagram. I edit videos for my YouTube channel. That's just videos. I write videos. Hey, Derma. Oh, is that a... I love those smiley. Oh, hey, girl, hey. I edit. That's my friend. Hey, Roa. I edit videos. Yeah. What else do I do? I paint. I draw. Okay. I design t-shirts. I have 2 podcasts. I'm working on a book. Okay. Nah, she got me on delivered twice for a week now. I double text her. Usually don't do that. Right. I'm busy. I talk to you because I love you. I'm busy. I'm doing the most. If you look up the most in the dictionary, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other shit that I'm leaving out, but 2 podcasts, editing, writing. I edit all the shit, all the graphics that you see on my YouTube channel, all of that stuff. And I paint. I'm working on painting over there. It's on my Instagram. Go check out the new painting. I have I have 3 Instagram pages. I do a lot. Okay, so my painting Instagram page is Jolie Artist, and then my videos is Jolie.artist. So I've got all of that going on. Yeah. Plus the podcast I try to do once a week, and I'm writing, and I'm working on a book, and I'm like talking to people, and I have a family. So I'm doing all of this, and I'm working on a website where I'm dressfordystopia.com, and I take the time to respond to as many comments as I possibly can, both on my TikTok and on my Instagram. I have the same hours as you do, okay? But I'm never going to tell somebody I'm busy. I'm never going to tell somebody I'm busy. So don't tell me you're fucking busy when I text you, goddammit. Okay, Donald Trump was running the whole country, plus some other shit, right? And this nigga was on Twitter. Okay, what time do I wake up? I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I go to sleep at like 11 or 12, maybe sometimes 1, just depending on who's like yelling at me to go to sleep. If presidents can tweet, you can text me back, motherfucker. Don't tell me you're busy when you just have a 9 to 5. That's it. That's all you do. That's all you do. That's all you do. If Donald Trump can tweet while he's the president of the United States, you can respond to a text message. I don't care. Nobody is that busy. Nobody is that busy. Especially nowadays, everybody's got their phones up their ass. Okay? The first thing you do, most people, not everybody. There are some Zen people out there that are all about like, like I don't, I'm not, we have to like I'm working on being, there. Whatever. If you're busy, you wouldn't even reply, you'd be busy. Right. You can't argue, I'll get blocked. All you did was tweet. That dude stayed on Twitter. That's when I realized that nobody's really busy. I mean, you're just not. Who am I talking about? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. It's my husband. Just kidding. I love him. He's great. No, nobody is busy. It's not my husband. Maybe it is my husband. But nobody's that busy is what I'm trying to say. I'm doing shit and I still find time. I still find time to respond to text messages. Nobody is that busy is what I'm trying to say. So if I text you, text me back. Or else I'm about to blow your shit up. No, I'm just kidding. But I did a thing that normally I haven't done, which is I triple text. And it felt good. Because I reached the point where I was like, you know what? Block me. My dad is a typical Nigerian father. I'm just assuming he's typical. I don't know, because I only have the one Nigerian father. I just assume that all Nigerians are like this. Nigerian dads are like this. They just don't want to be bothered. Oh, you finna be bothered. I'm gonna bother you. I'm gonna bother you. Okay? But, yeah, my dad is the typical Nigerian dad. I don't know if he's the typical Nigerian. He's the only Nigerian dad that I've ever known and ever had. But he's the kind of person where if he calls you, you don't answer, he'll call you 5 times. Just back to back. And that shit is rude and kind of annoying. But now I get it. Because it's like he knows I'm ignoring his call. And then when you finally answer, all mad, like, what, Dad? He's like, hi. Right? Hey, what are you doing? I was working. It's like, okay, well, I just calling to say how you're doing. So now I just answer him. I'm not saying you should triple call people. I'm just saying I get why he does it now. I'm on the opposite end. If I call you, I used to be on the opposite end. I am slowly turning into a savage, though. I'm running out of fox, and I'm really embracing this villain, just like I don't give a shit energy. I'm really leaning into that heavy. You know what I mean? Like, I really am. Because it's like, we're gonna die, aren't we? I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, to have an art gallery, the only art gallery I have right now that I'm represented by is myself, jolieartist.com. And the reason why is because I live in San Diego, which is super Caucasian. And so all the art galleries that I've taken my art to have basically told me no. They've told me that they cannot represent me because um, that this kind of art does not sell. It's too ethnic. You get what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So right now I don't have a gallery. It's just my gallery is my TikTok channel, my website, and my Instagram. And it's all good. It's all good. I'm not worried. Remember I said obstacles, it's all built in. It's all built in, so it's all good. Um, but yeah, I'm running out of fucks, and I'm leaning into just like I don't want. I'm not saying when I say I'm being a villain, it's not like evil. That's not what I mean by being a villain. Because I can't be evil. Like I have a good heart, so I'm a sweetheart. But I don't mind being annoying anymore. I just be annoyed. You get what I mean? Like, just be annoyed. I don't care. I don't mind anymore. What are you gonna do? Block me. That's how I feel. Um, because can I ask you, with so much love, hair details, it's so pretty. Um, DM me and I'll put you in contact. But you gotta follow me on Insta. You gotta follow me on YouTube, and you have to tell like 10 friends about me and buy one of my sweaters. um, I am a sweetie. Um, don't do those death clocks. They said I was gonna die at like 21. That's bullshit. I'm clearly still alive. But I don't have a problem with villains. In fact, I've been watching, I've been watching House of Dragons, and I'm not sure who the villain is supposed to be, but I've been rooting for Daemon. And my husband was like, "He's the villain." Is he the villain? He's not the villain, right? I did the same thing with I love the Van Gogh immersion. Oh my god, yes. I literally was crying. But have you guys seen oh, I can't, god dang it, Shadow and Bone? So I was watching Shadow and Bone, but I didn't start from the beginning. My family was watching it without me, and then I walked into it, and I sat down and I was like, "What are we watching?" I was like, it was like season 3. With no context. I had no idea what the show was about. I ended up reading the book, but I had no idea what the show was about. Bro, aren't you supposed to be at work? Aren't you working today? Um, I had no idea what the show. My voice in my head was like, "You need to wipe your mouth before it looks like you guys." Savage. Um, so I'm watching the show Shadow and Bone, and there is you called off, girl. You're always calling off on Friday. So I'm watching Shadow and Bone, and I forget he's the guy. The character's called the Darkling, and I start watching it. And I'm looking at the guy, and I'm like, I like him. He's cool. And my husband was like, he just killed like hella people. I was like, did he? And he was like, yeah, that's the villain. I was like, is he? Like, okay, but what was his reasoning behind him killing all of those people? Like, let's, you know, we working listening to you. This is work. This isn't work. This isn't work. Uh, okay, aw. But yeah, so I'm watching it, and I'm like, is that supposed to be a villain? I don't know who. I don't know who villains are supposed to be. I feel like everybody kind of has their reasoning for like doing why they do, you know, the things that, unless you're like obviously evil, right? Like if you're obviously evil, then yeah, like you can't, you know, just be like obviously evil, then I can't root for you. But I do have a hard time with shows and stuff like that figuring out who the villain is supposed to be. I think Damon's supposed to be the villain, but like I want him. I know he doesn't end up on the throne, but I want him to. I'm talking about House of Dragons, but I want him because I think he should be. He's the strongest. I think he should be. I think he should be the king. I don't know. That's just me. Reasoning or not, he's a killer, and that's unacceptable. Who are we talking about? The Darkling? Because other characters kill people on the show. FYI. Have you watched Shadow and Bones? Like, collateral damage. The same thing with, was it Black Panther? Sounds as Beings. Yeah, that was, I actually did a podcast. I don't know if you followed up with that on the podcast where I talked about could an auditory consciousness sort of exist? Lots of people watching. Yeah, no. See, that's a proper villain. And that's not even, I don't even think he deserves to be a villain, to be called a villain. You should check out Once Upon a Time. I should. I should. Agree about villains. My favorite characters are always flawed leads. Yeah, flawed leads. So they keep trying to. That's a good topic. Let's talk about that. When I talk about a villain, I'm talking about a TV villain where it's like the character, like a Darkling, for example, or um like Daemon in Game of Thrones, or like that's what I mean by villain, where they're not like, or Killmonger in Black Panther. It's not like a one-dimensional character, right? Like you can understand their logic. Yeah, it's just the way they go about doing shit. You're like, ooh. I hear what you're saying, but like, stop. Don't, not that way, right? It's like the way they go about doing things. That's what I mean. And so I respect the villain, like in TV shows, not in real life. Like the villains in real life tend to be fucking psychopaths, right? And we are glorifying, like, why are people like Dahmer getting TV shows? I don't get that. That's weird to me. Why are we glorifying that? Right? There was another girl, Anna something or another. She was like a straight up scammer. And they like made a whole series about her. And I don't get that. Right? So that's not interesting to me. I like complexity in a character. You know what I mean? I like where it's like somebody commented, what's the moral gray? Like when you can sit with a person, you can watch a character on a show and you can be like, I can understand where you're coming from, and I understand how you got to where you're going, right? But I just don't like the way you're trying to get there. Somebody mentioned Sandman was dope. Yeah. Somebody mentioned Joffrey. Joffrey is like a real life monster, right? In the sense of like, your aura is great today. I do get your view on villains. Some are justified, yes, like Killmonger. Yeah, I got Killmonger's view. Joffrey was just a straight up like a real life villain, where it's just like, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to die yesterday, right? And those kind of people I don't root for. Like, who's gonna root for Joffrey? There's no, like, he's just insane. Like, just like classically, clinically, just insane. All right. I'm trying to think if House of Dragons has any complex characters beyond Daemon. I'm not really seeing any complex characters yet. Um, the the knight that hooked up with the princess, I thought he was going to be more complex. I thought that relationship was going to be more complex than it ended up being. I don't like where they're going with that. Also, did anybody else get, if anybody else is watching House of Dragons, House of the Dragon, did anybody else get like shocked when with the time jump, and all of a sudden like you have to get used to like all of these characters, all the new like actors playing the characters? Because that kind of threw me off. I had a hard time, like, I don't know what they're trying to do here. Like, are they gonna kind of drag it out? Like, why are they jumping? I don't get that. So I had a hard time kind of like clicking with what happened with like last week's episode. I'm looking forward, I guess, to the coming episode, but I'm not really seeing. Somebody said that the king, yeah, if it's feeling rushed a bit. Somebody said that the king is complex, and he is. I kind of like his Stevie Wonder blind to the bullshit philosophy, where he's like, I know that my daughter is doing some stuff, but like, I don't care. Like, he's holding his third grandchild that's clearly not like blackish, you know what I mean? And clearly has dark hair. And he's like, he's got your nose. I love that. Just willful. Like, I don't even care what's going on right now. Like, she can do it. What are you going to challenge me? I'm the king. You know what I mean? Yeah, my alien does wear lipstick. You can buy this on dressfordystopia.com. But yeah, I think ultimately what I'm trying to say is that I do enjoy complexity in personas and characters. I also enjoy complexity in human avatars in real life, right? I like people to be multidimensional, right? I like weird people. I like strange people. I like interesting people. I like people who challenge convention. I like people who think outside the box. I like people who, are, I don't want to say morally flexible, but I do like having shady friends. I always say, like, I need more shady friends. So he asked, what do I think about the Megan controversy? What is the Megan controversy? I haven't heard of. What is the Megan controversy? But yeah, I do like slightly shady friends. I need a sweater that says you're one shady friend. I'm not shady, though. But I do like, I'll be your shady friend. All right. I like shady people. I like slightly shady. I don't like, not bad people, right? So don't get it. I just like people who are just like, let's see. There's a little bit of wiggle room here. Let's see if we can play in the gray. You know what I mean? I like those kind of people. I thought that was an alien name for a second. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I'm waiting for the comments to come through. I'm just seeing the smiley faces right now. There's always like a delay between like what is said and then the laughter comes in after. Yeah, but I do want shady friends. So if you're shady, I want to say that I'm kidding, but I'm not. I like shady people. Not bad people. Like, I don't like bad-hearted people, but I do like shady people. My therapist actually says the gray area is the best place to be. I like your therapist, and I would agree with your therapist. I think that sometimes we allow ourselves to be forced in boxes, and we sort of get imprisoned by the boxes that we are forced into, right? So at the end of the day, certain things aren't quite black and white, despite what people in society would like them to be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, how come your like disappeared? I didn't touch it. This is a shadow banned account. So, comments disappear all the time, likes disappear all the time. This is like the upside down. My account is the upside down. Things just disappear. It is, it's the cost. It's the obstacle. And I just roll with it. Being complex comes with the need for friends who are flexible, for sure. Absolutely. My shade is sometimes too shady. That's okay. That's okay. I embrace your shadiness. It's all right. I think that. So the last time I took a Myers-Briggs personality test, it said I was an INTJ. And I didn't like it. Because I didn't like the J at the end. What's the shadiest you've ever been? I'm not shady. I just like shady people because I think they're interesting. I'm actually pretty square. I've been painting for about 20 years. I just, within the last 5-6 years, started painting more regularly, like every day. I used to paint like one painting a year, and now I paint about a painting a month. So, yeah. But I'm not really. Yeah, so I took the INTJ. I took the personality test, and it said I was an INTJ. And I didn't like the J. I thought the J was too harsh. I don't like being judgmental. I want to be more of an INTP. Hey girl, hey. I want to be more of an INTP. Like, I want to be able to like perceive things and just be like, that's interesting, instead of being like, that's right and that's wrong. So if you're shady, I want to be friends with you. Shady friends. Shady bunch. That should be a sweater. I wanted the domain name that should be a t-shirt.com or that should be a shirt.com, and somebody took it. But I'm going to figure out a workaround. And I want like a similar name to point to that because I'm always saying that. Like, I'll have something, I'll think of something, and I'm like, that should be a shirt. And then I do design the shirt, but the website's not mine. But I want it to be. Random sidebar. I don't really. You feel very targeted. Are you shady? You're not shady, bro. You're not shady. The least shady person I know. You're so sweet. You can always buy it from GoDaddy. No, it's actually pointing to some. It's like an actual website. It's like they're not even using it for t-shirts, which is annoying. They're using it. It's like a design company in LA or whatever, and they're using it for like, they do like video designs or something like that. I don't know. But shady shirts. The website that I did buy was called dressfordystopia.com. I also like tried a bunch of other like villain wear, villainattire.com. I think it was a bit too on the nose. Villain era tees. Like I tried all of that. And the people that I ran it by were like, it's a bit too on the nose. Um, Somebody said, Brianna said she's a Capricorn and a double Aquarius. What does that mean? What is a double? I'm still like learning about the whole, um, like, I'm not British, but my best friend is, so I've just picked up his accent because I literally talk to him every single day. I am Nigerian. Up Niger. Um, but yeah, I'm just learning about the whole astrology thing. How can you be a Capricorn, a Capricorn, Capri Sun? How can you be a Capricorn and also an Aquarius? How does that work? Moon is your emotions and hidden side. I don't know what I have the chart. It's like in my phone somewhere. Rising suns? What? This is very complex. I know I gotta go look at my thing. I gotta go look at the thing. I think I'm like I think I'm a Leo stellium. Like Leo pops up a lot, but I'm not a Leo. I'm a Virgo, but like I'm a Leo. Like Leo pops up a lot. Get your astrology natal chart. You get the sun. I have it. I just don't know it off the top of my head. I think I'm Aquarius. What is it? Rising? What's that one? What is it? Where they say that it's how you like present. It says I'm Aquarius something. The one where you put in, if you put in your birth time, then it gives you that one. So I think I'm an Aquarius in that one, but I'm a Virgo sun. I know this one. I'm a Virgo sun. I don't know off the top of my head what my moon is. I'm a Leo with the one with love. I'm a Leo love one. That's terrible. Affect our energy. Excuse me, I'm gonna cough over here. Excuse me. I have to cough after I talk. Ascending. That's what it is. Yeah, man, I want to learn my chart, but once I hear degrees and houses, I'm like, yeah, I have my chart. It's in my phone somewhere, but I don't know it off the top of my head. And I think I do that intentionally, so I don't like tell myself. I don't tell too much of myself. But I know for sure that my Venus is in Leo. I know that one. Because I read about that. I was like, yeah, definitely that's me. I like attention. So I know that one. Venus is in Leo, yeah. I don't know what it means beyond what it said, like the chart said, but I do know that when I read the chart, it was like you like a lot of attention. I was like, yeah, that's true. Like if you don't text me, I get mad. Text me. Remember, I was going off a whole rant earlier. Nobody's that busy. Nobody's that busy. It's super important. Okay. I know I did all my houses and stuff. I know what all that is. It says I was going to live for a long time, so that's good. It shows you how to manifest things faster. I don't really want stuff, though. Like, the things that I want are, like, dumb shit. Like, because I know, like, eventually I'll get to where I'm going. So, like, the big things, like, I want to produce a show. You know what I mean? Like, I want to work... Like, I want to create shows to get people thinking. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm working towards that, and I know I'll get there. But, like, all the other things I want is, like, dumb. Like, I want, like, a workout suit. I've been looking at Fabletics, and, like, everybody's working, like, workout outfits now. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they have, like, the yoga pants with the matching, like, bralette? Like, the matching, Yeah, I want you to double text me. Like, that, I'm toxic like that. Like, if you text me, and then I don't write you back, like, text me again. Like, but only if you're like, if I like you, if I like you as a person, like I'm engaging, if I don't like you, don't do this. Anyway, yeah, so like the things that I like and that I want are things like a matching like workout stuff or like shoes. I don't really want like big things because the thing that like I do like, I can just create. Like I like painting and I like reading and I like learning and I like all of that. Everything else is kind of small. Love the painting. I'm going to give you guys a glimpse into painting. There you go. I love that. I love that. What kind of books are you working on? So what I'm doing right now is just work out full commando. No, nobody wants to see that. True that. I feel you. You're a design workout stuff too. I like designing like the graphics for the t-shirts. I think that's fun because it's very expressive. Triple text again until she says to buzz off. Yeah, matching is boring in my opinion. I like matching though, but I want to match with with bright colors, like pinks or like reds or like purples or whatever. Like, so I've been looking for that. I've been trying to find, but I don't want to get from like Fabletics, because it's expensive. So I've been looking on Amazon. But that's it. I don't really need to like manifest a lot of stuff. Like the bigger things that I want, I know eventually I will I will I will get. The paintings are amazing. Thank you. I'm going to double ask you what kind of book you're working on. Sorry. Okay, so the book I'm working on, I'm actually transcribing all of my videos that you guys have on my TikTok, and I want to put it in a book form. We're going to edit it a bit, clean it up, but it's good to like have like the physical form, because some people like, it's good to just be able to like read what I'm saying as opposed to like watching the videos out of it. And I've also been taking the videos off of TikToks and moving them to Instagram. So I keep telling you guys, like, follow me on Insta. But I want to be able to like take the information, all the things that I've been talking about. Thank you. And put it into like a physical copy. So at the very least, you've got all the stuff I've been talking about in a physical copy. So that's what I'm working on. And then from then on, the next step is taking the podcast. So if you haven't checked out the podcast, it's called Your One Black Friend. Your One Black Friend. And it's actually a pretty dope podcast. And we talk about really, really, really deep things. Really mind-blowing, like thought-provoking stuff. And a lot of the times I drop gems in the podcast. And I want to be able to take it and transcribe it into a book as well. So that's what we're working on, but it's going to take a little bit of time. You enjoy I should do tapes. So I will eventually have an audiobook. So we're just kind of working towards that. It's just, can we take it off of this medium? Because a lot of people don't really want to be on TikTok like that. I've actually been spending less and less time on TikTok because I hate the app, but also because it sucks you in and it's like a time steal. And I just don't want to be on there like that. I want to be able to like read and paint and, do all of that more stuff. So, and so we want to make I want to make the information more accessible to different people who don't want to just come to TikTok or whatever. But yeah, thank you. Tap the screen. Oh, yeah, tap the screen. Thank you, friend. So yeah. What else? What else do we gotta go? What else do we gotta talk about? I do have to go. My brain just... Did you guys catch that? I was saying, what else do you guys want to talk about? And my brain was like, we gotta go. And my brain overrode my mouth. And I said, what else do you gotta go? That was funny. You're not your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Absolutely not your thoughts. If you could just repeat that as a mantra. That was literally stuck on TikTok. I went to the library the other day for the first time. Yeah, fuck TikTok. I know it's ironic that I'm saying it on TikTok, but that should be a shirt. I have been meditating again. I stopped for a while because every time I tried to meditate, my brain was like, nah, you're not gonna meditate. Here's some good ideas. And so I like bought into it, but I started meditating again, and it has been helpful. If you ask a question and I don't answer and I miss it, my memory, just ask again. Just ask again, okay? Particularly the question about being pregnant with the chupacabra. But I started meditating again, and I did realize it's not you. The voice in your head, the thoughts, it's not you. It's not you. The moment you start really letting that sink in and creating that separation, you will see how much your life changes. It also allows you to have compassion for other people, because if you're grappling with your internal monologue, so are they. So are other people, and they're being driven by their internal monologue as well. Somebody asked, What is your favorite conspiracy theory to talk about? I think that I don't even think it's a conspiracy theory. I do think that what we call our internal monologue, and yes, everybody has one unless you're an NPC. Um, I think that the invasion did happen, and the voice in our head is an actual auditory consciousness that we have all been infected with, and it's a mind virus. And I legit do think that the human race has been infected by this mind virus that is driving us to suffer, that drives us to the madness that we are experiencing in this reality. It keeps us fractured. I wrote in my notes something to the effect of like a schizophrenic god, right? Like, is this a planet of a schizophrenic god? And because what is schizophrenia? Like, you have this, like, you're hearing a voice, in which we all have, right? We're seeing things that aren't there, which is kind of what happens when you kind of zone out and you start imagining like all of these like terrible things that could happen, and you're just like tuning into it. It's like on some level it's not full on, but it's on a spectrum. And as we're fractured and as gods, right? Because we are all gods, we are all fragments of a god, we are all one, we're all a collective consciousness, and that collective consciousness is God. The way we heal is by identifying with the other, by understanding that I am you, by looking past the form. So I went to get my nails done today, like these nails peeled off, and the lady that like fixed it, she had the biggest attitude. Like, she was just like mean for no reason. Like, I didn't ask you. It's not my fault that the polish peeled off. And as I was watching her just kind of like moving my hand around like aggressively for no reason, due to just practice, it's taken me a while to get to this point, but I'm here to tell you that once you get to this point, it does become easier. I'm definitely not like a Buddha or a Zen master, but the moment you start to disconnect from the internal monologue, the easier it becomes to do so. So as she's like just moving my hand everywhere for shoving it into the light, I had this thought: that is you, right? Thanks for the hearts, guys. Hey Sam, how are you? But I had this thought: that is you, just in a different body. That is you. You are me. I am you. And the fact that I was able to have that thought when even like 6 months ago, I would have probably been like, bitch, can you stop? I wouldn't have called her a bitch, obviously, not to her face. I would say it in my head. But I would have been upset, like, stop moving my hand all, like, I would have matched her energy, and I certainly would have responded with annoyance, because she was annoyed. But for, like, the first time to be in a situation and to look at a person and be like, that's still me. It's just me in a different form. I think that that's how we start to fix this world. When we start to kind of realize, okay, it's a collective. It's a collective consciousness. Stop othering the other, right? That's a person. That is your consciousness. That is also you. It's just you in a different form, existing simultaneously now. So when I was done, right, I tipped her. And for some reason that softened her. I mean, I guess because it was money. But she was like, oh, thank you. Enjoy your day. Have a nice day. I didn't have to match her animosity and her anger. It would just perpetuated the sickness. I don't know what the fuck her internal monologue was saying to her, right? Because we always want to make it about the person. Remember I said don't hate the player, hate the game. And hate is even kind of a strong word. But we always want to make it about the other person. Like, the other person is a dick, right? Or this person is like a bitch, right? But it's not them, really. They have this voice in their head, just like you have a voice in your head that you succumb to, that they're succumbing to, right? And when they lash out in that way, it's because they're listening to this thing, and it's causing them to suffer as well. It perpetuates the suffering that they're giving out. So if she's angry, that within itself, just being angry at work, is suffering for her. She's suffering in her anger. You can't be angry and happy at the same time, right? You can't be angry and happy at the same time. So if somebody's lashing out at you and they're angry, it's because they're unhappy, right? But there's a thing that I like to say. It's kind of like my daytime mantra when somebody's going off. I say, suffer by yourself. Right? That's when I'm like not really feeling like super zen. I don't want to like deal with people's bullshit. I will just say like suffer by yourself. Because just because you're mad doesn't mean I've got to be mad with you. Now somebody asked, um, if I am them, then why do they behave differently? Well, because if I take your consciousness and I put it into a new body, and I expose you to the exact same, I expose that body to the exact same circumstances and the exact same situations that that person has been through, in time, you will begin to behave like that person, right? Sam Harris talks about this in his book Free Will. It's worth a read. But that's why, so if you sit with that and understand that you are, for the most part, you are the result of all of your past experiences, right? So if I take a consciousness and I put them, if I take your consciousness and put it in my body from when I was a baby to now, you will behave in the same way, right? More or less. And I don't think it even stops at a baby. I think we do need to start thinking about ourselves as ever reincarnating beings. You know what I mean? Ever reincarnating beings. So I could very well, the personality that I have right now does not start at my birth. It does not start at me entering into the simulation as this avatar. There's another great read. Shoot, I can't think of the name right now. Oh, come to me or DM me if you're interested. But there's another great read that I can't think of the title right now, but it says like, could our bodies, I think it's Physics of the Soul. I think the book is Physics of the Soul. Yeah, it's Physics of the Soul. Could our consciousness carry on like our properties from our past incarnations? At this point in time, there is so much. Thank you for your kindness, by the way. I don't want to lose my train of thoughts, but I can see your comments. So every time you see me do this, it's because I'm trying to read your comments so I can come back to what you guys are saying. But the book is Physics of the Soul by Amit Goswami, I believe, is the author. But he says that you have this sort of like ethereal body. Those are not the exact words that he uses, but that's me sort of paraphrasing. And he's saying that you have this body that you have, it's not the physical body, it's the same sort of soul that has like traveled through all your incarnations, and it carries within it all of your past experiences. So I could very well be the person that I am or I present at, not just as a result of the consequences and the actions and the reactions that I've sort of gone through in this incarnation, but all of my past lives as well, which I probably was her in a past life. Wouldn't it be interesting if that's what I've been doing this whole time, just painting variations of myself over and over and over and over and over again, right? Like, you know, they say like every artist actually paints their self-portrait, but imagine instead of me painting like my present self, I'm actually painting all of my past selves just over and over and over again. Not painting my present self, right? But my past selves over and over and over again. All of the forms and all of the bodies that I have taken. Somebody just mentioned future selves. Absolutely, because there is no real future if all of time is happening right now. You know, painting looks just like me. Every time I do a live and there's a painting behind me, you guys, like somebody always says that the painting looks like me. So maybe we don't all see the same thing, right? So you can see somebody and perceive in them, like everything is subjective, even faces. The way I see myself is not the same way you see me. Right? So that, like, for example, body dysmorphia, that's a thing, but I think it's the basis. It's just sort of an exaggeration. The painting is my shadow. Or maybe I'm her shadow. I don't know. She is one of my favorites. This is a piece that I fought with. I usually don't fight with pieces, but I fought with her. Like, I wanted her to be one way, and she just kept like wanting to be this. She created herself. Like, she almost like looks like she's gonna pop out of the canvas, but she's very stubborn. Um, she created herself because I wasn't going for quite those features, and she was supposed to have a different. But you could see the defiance in her expression. She defied me, and that was just what she wanted to look like this. So at the end, she won, and that was who she came out um as. And so I but she also taught me, and I know I talk about these pieces like they're like alive. Somebody said, are they like my kids? They're kind of like, aren't you? I mean, your kids on some level are kind of your creations. They're not, like, because it's just the bodies that you are contributing to. The souls are old, right? Like, their souls have been around. You're creating the vessel. You know what I mean? But it's a creative process. So you create. Somebody said, I love the way you talk about your creative process. Thank you. But it's a creative process, but part of it is that, yes, they are your children, but you also have to kind of take a step back and understand that it wants to do its own thing. And I actually talked about this on some videos as well. I had to learn that I'm not, like, I just got to let this shit come through, right? It's almost like, imagine being a mom and you got a baby, and then you're in there trying to like mold it into what you want it to be. Your job is just to be the vessel to let it come through, right? As an artist, as a creator, your job is to just be a vessel and allow that thing, allow the art, allow the piece, allow the body, allow the creation, or allow the invention to come through. And that is what she taught me, to stop fighting. Let the shit come through. I try not to say that because it's less poetic. I'm like, let that shit come through. Uh, but it was less poetic. But you get the idea. The moment you sort of stop, even when you plant, like if you're a gardener, I marvel at gardeners because they're brilliant, right? They know how to bring life into the world, but they're not going in there with like the seed and saying, I want this, like, mango to look like this. It's already like there, like it's already there. You're just supposed to do the work to allow it. You plant the seed, you nurture the ground, and then you allow it to come through. That's your job. So the moment you recognize that as an artist, that your job isn't to, I gotta create, right? Your job is to just let that shit flow. Let that shit flow through you. That's the moment that you really start to find peace in the creative process. There's a piece I'm working on right now. If you go to Jolie Artist, my Instagram, Jolie Artist, I have two. If you want to watch videos, you go to jolie.artist. If you want to look at art, you go to Jolie Artist. But I posted a video of the piece that I'm working on now, and it was about twins. So I wanted to paint twins, and I was wanting them to be identical, but the first one I painted ended up looking like, you could tell that they were similar, but the first one I painted ended up looking completely different from the second one, but they still look similar. Like, they look related, but they didn't end up being identical. And I don't use like a projector or anything like that. I don't sketch. I just sit and paint. And so now it's interesting. So now the one on the left, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see it. The one on the left, she has kind of more of like a sterner expression, right? And then the one on the right, she has more of like a gentler face. And then I titled her, I should have actually put her in the back of this one, but I'm not done, so I didn't want to. But I titled the painting, Me and My Ego. Now, the question is, when you go and you look at it, you can look at it on my Instagram page, Jolie Artist. And I'll ask that question again. What is the spiritual significance of twins? Please, that's very important because it's important to me. But when you look at the painting, I do want you guys to go on my Instagram and comment comment on my Instagram, which one do you think is the ego? And which one do you think is the me? So it's me and my ego is what I titled it so far. But it started off just being twins. I have always been obsessed with twins and with duality. On that same Instagram, if you go to Jolie Artist, my Instagram, scroll all the way down, you'll see. You can check the timestamp too, the date, from like 5 years ago, whatever. You'll see that that's always been my thing. And I think part of it was that I was supposed to be a twin, and then something happened and the other one didn't make it. Although one of my friends, Roa, we figured out that I might be a chimera. A chimera is when somebody's supposed to be a twin, but then they two kind of join to become like one person. So that's interesting. Would explain my height as well. But ever since I was a kid, I would always get dolls. Like when my mom would buy me a doll, for example, I always asked for two. And I had a set of dolls. One was Jane and the other one was Janet. And I wanted to also, like, when I wanted to have kids, I also wanted to have, like, twins. And I have this sort of, there's another painting I did where it's like it was a representation, hey, of the head, Janice, one facing this way, one facing this way. I don't do custom pieces at the moment, just kind of working on the pieces that I have now. But if you are interested in pieces, feel free to message me. I want to say something. Why do you have to say anything stank at all? That's, it's not a good vibe. It's not good vibes. But I've always been fascinated with duality. And so I'm going down this path. You think the one to the right, see, I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting because different people that I've asked about that, different people see different things. So some people have said the one on the left is the ego, and some people have told me that they think the one on the right is the ego. I have my own theories as to which one I think is the ego. But the point of this story is that what I set out and what I intended to paint, the painting did its own thing. It kind of morphed the one, like it kind of distorted the one on the left a bit. And I just have learned to just leave it. And I'm learning, and I've learned to let the paintings do what they're doing. Like, let the paintings, like, talk to me. And I'm telling you guys, especially if you're artists out there, when you start keeping that energy, it's like life becomes intelligent. Your creative process becomes intelligent and becomes fascinating. It's giving, but not dark, but it is giving a bit like, what is that book by Oscar Wilde, The Portrait of, oh, see, now somebody said the one on the left is definitely the ego. See, I love this. Because if I had gotten, okay, let me finish my thought. It's giving Portrait of Dorian Gray, right? But the inverse, right? The story of the Portrait of Dorian Gray is that, it's by Oscar Wilde. One of my favorite stories, by the way. This guy was immortal, and he had like a painting done of him, and all of his like atrocities were visited on his paintings. Absolutely one of my favorite books and short stories ever. They did a movie about it that was good, and they played with it on the TV show Penny Dreadful as well. Great, just the narrative is just beautiful to me. The idea that your paintings can kind of house certain aspects of you, can even like to the point where your soul, because I do feel that when I paint, like not to be like, wooey or anything like that, but I do feel that when I paint. But what I've learned is that, so if I had gotten exactly what I wanted, which was I'm going to sit and I'm going to paint two exact, exact copies, right? If I would have actually gotten what I wanted, then I would not have gotten this sort of narrative. So now I sit and I'm looking at these two pieces, and they're not two pieces, but the two women that I had intended to be identical, but they look similar, but one is definitely different from the other, right? And now there's a message being shown here. Which is the ego? Which is the ego, right? So the one on the left, is it the ego? She looks sterner. Or is it the one on the right? Well, you could argue that it's definitely the one on the right, because the ego depends on how you perceive the ego, right? So the one on the right, she's kind of glowing. You haven't seen it updated, but I'll post it to my stories, the next step or whatever. But she's kind of glowing. She seems well rested, right? And then the one on the left seems sort of like distorted. She's not quite who she is or who she could be, right? And it sort of makes you wonder, would you be more akin to the one on the right if you didn't have this thing sort of attached to you, draining you? But these are the kind of discussions that I want my pieces going forward to sort of invoke. At least that's my desire. Whether or not that's what's going to actually happen, I don't know. We'll see what the paintings do. But like I said, every time I sit to paint something, it never comes out how I want it. So I've stopped doing that, and I just now allow the paintings to kind of do their own things. Like I was talking about her, she sees the ego in the one on the left. That's interesting. So it depends on the perceiver, right? So you could maybe see the ego in the one on the left because she's slightly distorted, has a stern sort of face, you know? I've come for the bearded sir portrait. That one's one of my favorite. That one is a knight and her priest. The one, I'm assuming you mean the one where the man is bearded, because I think I only have one bearded male that I've painted, and he's in the forefront. And then there's a woman in the background, and she's wearing like a knight's, yes, that one is titled, I didn't put the title on my Insta, I should, but that one is titled, A Knight and Her Priest. She's the knight, and he's the priest, and he's protecting her. I had a really great conversation with a friend of mine. We're segueing. I guess I should probably finish discussing why that's like a grayscale. Gotta see the gray, I think. Maybe not a black and white divide the ego. So the art that I've been painting is called Art from an Alternate Timeline. And the idea is I want to imagine pieces, at least up until this, I'm starting a new series, but up until I started the duality series, I'm starting a new series. It's going to be called like duality series, at least as of now. I don't know what the canvas is actually going to do, but my intention is to have duality pieces. Because I want to explore, like this person just asked, like Carrie just asked, can the ego and the spirit be aligned? I want to explore that in art. Like I really do. And I do want people to ask those questions. I think that sometimes we get into this mindset of you have to like kill your ego. And I feel like that's a bit aggressive, because I think you kind of need it, right, to function, because otherwise why are you here, right? But I think it's, maybe don't kill it. Maybe it needs to be more balanced, right? And maybe when I sat to paint, because it's something my husband actually pointed out to me, he said, what was your mood when you painted the lady on the left? And I was not in a good mood, and it came through. It came through on the canvas. Guys, if you can paint, paint. It doesn't even have to be good. Just do it, because it's one, you pull so much out of yourself here and you put it on the canvas. It almost becomes like a reflection. Do you notice the idea and the final products are never the intent? I've literally never, the only, there's like 3 paintings that I painted that came out the way I intended, but they were actual portraits. One was of Kamala Harris, one was of my mother, and one was of my child. Those 3 look, because I was obviously trying to like paint somebody who liked that, but for the rest of the time, which is why I don't do custom pieces, because I don't want to paint something that looks exactly like that. I want to know. I want the canvas to speak. Thanks for the hearts. I want the canvas to speak. I want to get into the practice of sort of pulling things out, pulling things onto the canvas. What is my subconscious trying to show me? What is my subconscious trying to tell me? Not only just about myself, but at the world at large, right? So when you take a painting and you put it on canvas and you title it Me and the Ego, the other thing is too, even the title, I didn't come up with it by thinking about it. It was one of these exercises. I'm going to talk about Kanye. It was one of these exercises where I was like, first thing that comes to mind, that's what we're going to name it. We're not thinking about it. We're not writing out all this shit because that's what I normally will do. It's like I want to brainstorm and write all shit. We're not doing that shit. Whatever it is that comes into my mind, that's what we're going to call it. And that's what I called it. So you should be able to paint everything with your eyes closed. No, that's not how it works. It comes out from here. You close your brain. I paint with my mind closed, not my eyes, because I need to see what I'm doing. Right? Let's talk about Kanye. I have lately, the last month or so, been asking myself the question, what would Kanye do? What I love about Kanye is that, at least from my observation, from my perspective, is that he seems like an individual who is actively challenging his internal monologue. I'll say this again. He seems like an individual who is actively challenging his internal monologue. Because we all sort of feel like we've got to act a particular way. And so we are imprisoned by the fucks that we give. I mean, to be perfectly honest, there was one time when he like got a haircut and it was just like somebody was like just like he just walked up to the barber and was like, "Yo, fuck me up, fam." And he just had like hair missing here and there. And I thought that that was interesting. I thought that that was interesting because yeah, you could call it mania, you can call it whatever, but maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't label him. Maybe we actually take a step back and just observe him. Maybe we give him maybe we, he says, I'm sure it's his internal dialogue. Maybe we give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we don't make fun of him. Maybe we try to understand where he's coming from. Maybe we try to see what we can learn from it. Because no matter what situation I find myself in, the first thing I'm going to ask myself is, what am I supposed to learn from this? And I try to apply that same logic. I have 23,000 likes. That's insane. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Instead of judging and pointing the finger and laughing, I pause and ask myself, would I be able to go out in public with my hair like that? No. No. So then that means on some level that I'm not free. Get what I mean? Nubian Goddess says, I notice he proclaims a lot of affirmations when he speaks. Yeah, what can you learn from that? Because even something as basic like, as like, so the other day, he wore like flip-flops with like black socks. He does not care. Like, it's just, like, and to me, that's fascinating. That is fascinating to me because we care. Like my nail, the gel on my nail was peeling, like my polish was peeling, and I had to go to the salon and fix it. That's just me being a Virgo. I just need to look polished. But what if I didn't care? I'm not there yet. But I hope to be there one day. You know, where you just hop, and I'm slowly getting there. Like I'm slowly running out of fucks. You know what I mean? But hey, but I do find him. What if he cares that we think he doesn't care? I don't know. I mean, I can only kind of operate based on, you know, what I can see. I can't go into his head, but I do find it fascinating. I'm trying to get motivated to get into painting and drawing more daily. You should read the book, The War of Art. The War of Art. The War of Art. I'll say it 3 times. It is a great read. That was the book that got me painting. I used to be, when I was like maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, I used to be like, I need to wait until inspiration strikes. It's gotta be passionate. Like I've got to be moved to paint, like that vibe. Then I came across the book, The War of Art, and it changed my perspective. It's a brilliant book. The guy basically said, you go, thank you. You go, somebody said my art is dope. I appreciate you. You go, you sit your ass down, and you do the work. But fuck waiting for inspiration, just work. Right? Just get up, sit, paint. Get up, sit, draw. Get up, sit, write. Just do the work. Stop waiting for inspiration. Inspiration will come when you're doing the work. Inspiration will come when you are in the process. You're not you just sitting around waiting for, that's not how it works. When you're in the process, like if you're getting up and I'm just gonna sit on you, like you're making music, you get up and you do it. That's when it comes, when you're actively creating. Okay? So don't wait for inspiration to come. You have to just get up and consistently show up. The War of Art. Somebody said 3 magic words. I haven't read that yet, but I appreciate the suggestions. Thank you for jumping in there. But yeah, that made me, that kind of shook the cobwebs off my head and made me just get up and do the work. So unless I'm having like back issues or neck issues or something like that, I get up and I sit. And I'm at this point in my life where if I go more than a few days without painting, I'm agitated. It's like being constipated. You know what I mean? Like, if you go like more than a couple days without like taking a shit, you don't feel right. I feel the same way. Some people haven't heard me cuss before. I cuss a lot. I feel the same way when I go too long without painting. I honestly can't go without creating at all. Like, it just, a day doesn't go by when I'm not doing something creative. I'm not writing or drawing or designing or whatever, editing. I can't, I'm not functional. But I had to work up to that consistently. And then once you hit that certain level of consistency, then it becomes like a habit. Then it's like it's just something that you have to do. So you only have to do the work long enough for it to become a habit, and then it becomes your nature. You know what I mean? I always find that I don't enjoy it as much when I try to force it. It's not about forcing it. To me, it's just about going and sitting down. So I keep looking over there because I'm in my studio right now. My painting stuff is over there. So my canvas, my easel, and everything like that is over there. I get up, I go sit down. I put on my gloves, I grab a brush, I do this. Even if I just wet the canvas with like mineral spirits, once you get into the habit of just, you're in the process, your body just takes over. And then it just starts doing it. And for those of you who, missed the first part or the first half or whatever, the beginning of the live, I will put this on my YouTube channel. I know I said that about the last live. I promise I will put it for sure. Go and sit down. So what I did was, it was hard for me to get in the studio. So what I did was I merged painting with things that I enjoy. I like being warm. And I like listening to audiobooks. So when I paint, I don't really need to think, so I'll just listen to an audiobook. And I like I said, I like being warm. So I got a space heater. And I subscribed to Audible. And by combining the two, it wasn't about forcing myself to go and paint. It was more about, you get to be warm and you get to go listen to a book. And I'm the same way about listening to books as I am with painting. I can't go too long without like reading a book and without finishing a book. Like, I go through books so quickly that it's like, it's second nature to me now. So if I've not learned something or revisited something or gotten a new book or something like that, I don't feel okay. So I merged my two favorite things, and then I have like snacks. So I just put I made it like a little like artist nest so that I can kind of bribe my avatar to go and sit and do the work. And then after time, I don't turn on my space heater anymore. I don't need to. But it took time for me to get up to that. But now it's like, it's such a habit that, like I said, like if I don't do it, I don't feel right. Like I have to paint. I have to create. I don't feel right. So if you are an artist, you're a creator, that's what I would advise for you to do. It's just, you just got to get your body into the habit of doing it so that once it's like you get the wheel going. Once it starts rolling, you can let go and it will take over from that point on. Then the next step after that is stop fighting. Stop trying to play the guitar and just play the guitar. Stop trying to draw and just draw. Stop trying to paint and just paint. And then the third step is you do not need to be perfect. It does not. I'm picking up the microphone again. It does not have to be perfect. Perfection does not exist in the simulation. Perfection does not exist in the simulation. Perfection does not exist in the simulation. Sorry. Oh, it's bad. Perfection does not exist in a simulation. Stop trying to be perfect. Ain't no such thing as perfection. Ain't no such thing as perfection. The only thing that's perfect is like machine made. You're a human being. Go make some mistakes. Mic drop. Actually, more like gently putting the mic down because that's an expensive microphone and I just got it. I'm trying to break it the first time. But stop trying to be perfect. These are lessons that I had to learn the hard way. It took me years. I literally would call, I used to say that painting had pain in it for a reason, right? Painting. That was my focus. Like, and I used to say, you guys, some of you probably heard me say this before. I used to say that you have to suffer for your art. I don't know how this turned into an art podcast, but here we go. I used to say, it's not a podcast. I used to say that you have to suffer for your art. I used to feel like you have to suffer for your art because that's what we were programmed with. Like, it's like art is suffering. No, just go and do the work. Just go and do the work. It doesn't have to be, you're just letting the shit go. You're just letting the shit come through. Okay? So like I said, for those of you who might have missed the early part of this, please check out the YouTube, subscribe. I will post this and last week's, I think it was last week, I think, might have been, no, two weeks ago I did a live as well. I'm going to post this because I was going to talk about the fact that we live in a dystopia, but it ended up being like an art thing, and that's fine. Because I think there's a lot of people out there that teach artists, like, how to physically paint. But I think that there's less people out there that teach, and that's not what I do. I'm not trying to teach the psychology behind painting, but I do want to share, like, I'm not saying I'm like the greatest painter in the world, but I do want to share, like, my hard-learned lessons from painting, just so that you don't have to repeat something that I've kind of gone through already. Why? Like, if I've already kind of gone through it, then you could just learn from my lesson. The biggest thing is stop trying to be perfect. Stop. In fact, you should maybe even develop an exercise where in the process of you doing something, like the moment you catch yourself trying to make it perfect, slap yourself. Put it down. Oh, that's another thing I learned is there's such a thing as working on a project for too long. Like, it's okay for you to walk away. One of the things I love about oil painting is that, thanks, Nubian goddess. One of the things that I love about oil painting is that thank you, best of TikTok. One of the things I love about TikTok, ew, disgusting, I hate TikTok. But one of the things that I love about oil painting, you guys know I hate TikTok. One of the things I love about oil painting, I know I'm on TikTok, but it's the only place I can go live right now, so it is what it is. I'm trying to get you guys, that's the only reason why I'm here. The only reason why I'm here is because I'm trying to get you guys to come over to like YouTube and Instagram. I love your shirt. Thank you. Do you know what's fun about this shirt? The most fun about this shirt is, let me know if you could see what's going on with this shirt. Okay, look at my bottle. Look at my bottle. Look at my bottle. And look at the shirt. Look at it. Look at the magic that's going on right now, guys. I bet you've never seen this in real life before. Look at my shirt. Now look at the bottle. Yeah, and the links are in my bio. You can find me, it's easier. Or you can just go to youroneblackfriend.com and you'll see all my hyperlinks. Look at the bottle. Read what it says. You see what it says? You see it? You see how that is? It's not the color. It's not the color. I will finish it. Finish the oil painting sentence already. It's a sweater. Yeah. Jumper. Are you British? It's a jumper. The letters! Yeah, so this is actually how it comes. because it's a mirrorverse, because we're living in a fucking mirrorverse. So it's inverted. See? This is fun for me. What I love about this sweater, when I go and look in the mirror, I freak myself the fuck out. It's fun though. So go and buy it. That's why it's $45. Also because Printful sucks. But yeah, see? Yeah. Anyway, see, this whole time you thought that you were, nope, this is a reflection. This is a reflection. When I wear this sweater and I go and I look in the mirror, I like, I like have a little like, I have a little like panic. Okay, oil painting. What I love about oil paintings is that it's a building up. I don't like acrylic. Thank you for adding me. I don't like acrylic because it's like it feels dead. It's plastic a bit. But also it dries too fast. What I like about oil is what a lot of people don't like about oil. They say that it takes too long to dry. But what it teaches you is to leave shit alone, come back the following day. I think you're going to say you can come back to it. Absolutely. Leave it alone. Stop trying to make things perfect. Know when to walk away. Somebody commented earlier, and I saw your comment. They have ruined pieces. I learned this the hard way also. I'm just telling you guys. This is like my all of like the lessons that I've learned from painting. But this can apply, I think, to like just any creative process, honestly. You don't have to be a painter for this to apply. This is my art. And also any painting, any video that you see a painting behind it, that's my art. This applies to anything in life. You got to know when to leave things. This applies to anything in life. Conversations, arguments, relationships. You can leave and come back. I, off the top of my head, can think about 2 or 3 paintings because I take pictures of the process. And there's about 3 paintings that I can remember. The rest my mind just deleted because it hurts. Where on day 3, I should have just left it the fuck alone. Right? And I still have the pictures because it looked fine. But it was like my eyes were tired. My mind was tired. My body was tired. And I kept pushing. I had taken a picture. And I was like, it's fine. You should stop. And I didn't listen. And I kept going. And then I went back the next day and I looked at the picture and I was like, I should have stopped there. Know when to walk away. Know when to stop. How do you know when to stop away? You'll know. When you're trying to make things perfect, and once again, I'm going to put this video and the previous live on my YouTube channel. Go subscribe and buy this dope sweater because I promise you, when you wear the sweater and you look in the mirror, it's going to freak you out and it's fun. It's also fun when you go out with like people and they're looking because literally, I've never seen anything like this before. It's a dope sweater. And for those of you who just walked in, why is it a dope sweater? Look at the writing on the bottle. That's why. The reason when you know to walk away is when you catch yourself trying to make it perfect. Because like I said, I'm gonna pick up the mic again. Like I said, perfection is an illusion. Perfection doesn't exist. Perfection is bullshit. I like talking like that because it makes me feel like I'm Dave Chappelle. Perfection is bullshit. It's an illusion. It doesn't exist. Perfection is impossible in our reality. Perfection is impossible. Impossible. Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah. I put it away because somebody said it was loud. This shit is heavy. Put it over here. Perfection is impossible in this reality. So stop aspiring towards it. I'm going to talk about like skincare tips next, just randomly. I'm just talking about everything today. Fuck it. How do I practice getting better at listening to my intuition? You have to get better at ignoring your internal monologue. That's it. You can't listen to your internal monologue and your intuition at the same time. So, Kiki, Meditation will teach you that you are not your thoughts, and you can sort of separate from it, because you can't listen to both. So while this thing is going, if you're listening to this, you can't trust this, and you have to learn to trust yourself. You got to ignore this over here and learn to trust yourself. Meditation, detaching from the internal monologue and realizing that you're not your thoughts. Once you can develop that, you're good to go. Stop chasing perfection. As a Virgo, trust me, it is unattainable. I've learned this the hard way. Just let it go. 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 Just create. If perfection was possible, you would be perfect. Look around you. Even the idea, honestly, I'm going to pick up the mic again. Even the idea that imperfection is a thing is bullshit. Imperfection is not a thing. That's bullshit. There's no such thing as imperfection. You're perfect the way you are. If you're chasing perfection, it's because you are subscribing to the idea that it is attainable and that what it is that you're presently working on is impossible. No, wait, I'm sorry. No, imperfect. Imperfect. But that's bullshit. There's no such thing as perfection, and there's no such thing as imperfection. Good enough is good enough. That should be a t-shirt. That is my mantra. That is my mantra. One of my mantras. But it's like my daytime mantra. What are you laughing at? Good enough is good enough. Good enough is good enough. Good enough is good enough. I'm good enough. You know what? My cousin keeps trying to push me to work out. And you know what I say to him? I'm already close to perfect. I feel like if I try to be perfect by working out, it's like it's not possible. Something's going to happen. So I'm just going to accept myself as I am. This is good enough. It's good enough. I don't need a six-pack and one of them booties that you see on Instagram. You know, the booties that the girls have where it's like, Jesus Lord, right? That's too much. I can't be like talented and all of that and then be fit. Like, no. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Good enough is good enough. See the girls with the titties up here? I like my titties down here. It's okay. It's really tempting living in Southern California because everybody's got bolt-ons, right? Their tits are all like up on their clavicle. Right? And it's like, it's really tempting. Like you see, even on Instagram, like you see the little ads or whatever. Everyone's like shredded. Their titties are all like here. I think suck their own nipples. It's like, you know, everybody's perfect. Their asses are like, just, you know, like, I don't need to do all of that. Like I'm already good enough. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be down here. Somebody asked me, every time I go live, somebody pops in and they're like, are you transgender? Are you trans? Which it's like, first of all, thank you for the compliment, because what you're low-key trying to say is that I look expensive, like I paid for all of this. I didn't, but I appreciate the sentiment. Secondly, if I were in fact trans, don't you think I'd have better tits? Like, don't you think my boobs? Like, if I were trans, I'd have big old. Like, it was one of my paintings that I did. You gotta scroll a bit down on my Insta to find it. But her boobs are like, it was like deep and esoteric. She's called the Chief. You can also go to jellyartist.com and see her there. And her titties are huge. Can I talk about titties? Her boobs are gigantic. I feel like if I were transgender, my titties would look like that. I would be ridiculous. My nose would be like, I would have the tiniest fucking nose. I would look like fucking Barbie. I don't know. I would just be stupid with it. Like, if I've got money to like try to make myself look ultra feminine, you don't think I would be doing the most? I would be doing the most. I would get like a big old BBL. I'm just lazy. I don't have that kind of energy. I barely go to the doctor when I'm not feeling well. I'd be like, I'll just die. I don't have time for that. The shit they get to do, they got to put stuff in your body. So it's all right. I don't want to do all that. I'm lazy. I'm doing a lot. I'm not actually lazy. I don't know why I say that about myself. I'm doing a lot. So for me, it's just easier to just be fucking happy with your body. God damn it. But yeah, I'm not tran. I'm tall and I've got big hands. If I were tran, my tits would be bigger and I'd have a better butt. I got the smallest butt. It's like, I don't know what happened. It's just everything went to my brain. But yeah, that's not like, I know like sometimes when people say that, they mean that like as an insult, like they're trying to like hurt my feelings. Like, are you tran? Yes, I am. That doesn't hurt my feelings. It just means that you think I look expensive. Which, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, if I got money to blow on my body like that, I wouldn't, like, you would know. You wouldn't even have to ask. You'd be like, that bitch is trans. Like, you would have been like, yeah, because I would be stupid with it. Dolly Parton, is that her name? Dolly Parton. I would be stupid. Like, I would look like, you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely, she looks like she paid for everything. That's what I would do. I would be ridiculous. Like, my weave would be like dragging on the floor. Ridiculous. Yeah, I know that so somebody said I hear the trans question on every live. Is it every live? So they're not even like creative with it. Ugh, stupid. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you ask me if I'm trans. It just means that you think I look expensive. Now, when you have a question others could never, they have stupid questions. Yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I wish I were trans. I wish I had the, like, I was going to say I wish I had the balls. That's not, I don't mean it like that. Terrible. I wasn't even trying to be joking. But no, I wish I had it in me to, like, be like that. I want to, like, change myself. I'm 6'1", though. I am tall. That's why my hands are so big. Look at my hands. Okay, hold on. Point of reference. There's a bottle. I got big hands, but it's because I'm tall. Tall women exist, guys. Like, you can be tall and not have a penis. Like, the two are mutually exclusive. Tall women, watch the. I'm 6'5". I wish I could find your twin. I am a twin. I'm actually my own twin. We had this conversation. Hop on my YouTube, subscribe. I'm actually like a chimera. It's weird. So I am my own twin. I apologize. But if you have, you can go to Parallel Universe. They don't ask unattractive people if they're trans. Exactly. They don't. So that does not hurt my feelings. I remember I went to like a Pride event in San Diego and somebody walked up to me and they were like, who's your doctor? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, who's your doctor? Like, it was a dude. And they walked up to me and they were like, who's your doctor? And I was like, God. What the fuck? What does that mean? They're like, your cheekbones. What? This is my face. I'm African. But I took the compliment. And they got mad because they thought I was like legit like lying. Right? There's like a gay part of town called Hillcrest. And I like going to Hillcrest because depending on where you go in San Diego, it depends on how you're perceived, right? So when you're like in like, it just depends like where you are. But when you go to Hillcrest, I definitely get the tran energy. And that's okay. Because once again, like somebody commented, who cares? Even if I was tran, why does it fucking matter? I wish I were tran. I don't want to have periods anymore. God damn it. Why would I choose this? Honestly, I do wish that I was born a guy. Right? Because then, sorry, it's getting inappropriate. I have a terrible sense of humor. I know I'm all serious on the fucking videos and shit. But yeah, I'm an inappropriate person. Yeah, no, I don't want to take the pills though, because I don't want like the side effects of the pills, so I just deal with the shit. But honestly, if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would be born a boy, and then I would do the stuff, and then I would get big titties and a big ass, and I'd get my nose done, and I'd have like a crazy weave, and you wouldn't even have to ask, because I'd be the baddest bitch. Yeah. And I wouldn't have to have periods. So anyway, that's my rant. Before you hop up in here asking me if I'm trans. No, I'm not. But I wish I was. All right, skincare. My skincare routine is I drink a lot of water. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink caffeine because people forget that skincare starts from within. So no caffeine, drink water, no alcohol because that shit dehydrates you. I use hyaluronic acid, like the serum, but I get it from Swanson's. I love Swanson's. That shit's like $6 for the little, like, I bet $5. I know, like, I knew, like, as soon as I finished it, someone's gonna hop up in here and be like, "You twins," and I just go on my whole rant again. So I love Swanson's. They're not plugging me to say this. I just like their shit, and for a while they wouldn't ship to California, so I had to ship it to my mom's and have her ship it to me, and then I think they changed it, so now they can ship to California. But I use their serum, the hyaluronic acid serum, and their MSM cream together, and that's basically all I use. Sorry, I'm like choking because I'm not breathing because I'm talking too much. Hold on, let me breathe. I've been talking for like 2 hours. Aren't you guys tired of hearing me talk? I feel like more people keep coming in here. I pick up the mic. I'm Dave Chappelle now. They should have never gave you niggas money. All right. My battery's dying. I don't have a charger because I have this shit plugged up because I can't charge my phone and use this microphone at the same time. So at some point, either I will have to get off the live or like I will have to get off the live by force because this shit's going to crash. My battery's going to die. So at some point, I got to get off. Y'all aren't tired. It's been 2.5 hours. I just wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I think I'd be funny. What was I saying? Yeah, skincare. So hyaluronic acid and MSM cream. Those are the only two things that I really use on my face. And then my makeup, I use my brain's farting right now. My makeup, because I'm tired. That's why. But my makeup is Armani. Luminous Silk Foundation by Armani. And Colored Rain Cosmetics. They have this palette that's amazing. Colored Rain with an E. You can find them. They're not paying me for this. Nobody's paying for this shit. Armani's definitely not paying me for this shit. But I just want to share the stuff. Colored Rain Cosmetics. Go find them on Instagram and follow them. They have this palette that I fucking love. And it's brilliant. And then they have like this orange blush, which is what I have on right now. And it's just like, ooh la la, just gorgeous. So that's my skincare stuff. I'll post a video about like parallel universes, and then people will be like, okay, that's nice and everything, but like, what's your makeup? And I'm like, come on. I'm trying to like be profound. Fine. Colored Rain though. It's Colored Rain. And then I think I used their like lip stuff as well. So did I paint the portrait behind me? I did. Okay. How do I know that we're in a dystopia? Because look at everything that's going on. Like, look at history. And also watch my videos because I talked about that in a lot of my videos and on my podcast as well. Yeah. Okay. So what else? At some point I should probably go because my phone's going to die. And I can't charge my phone and also talk on this dope ass mic I just got. It's a dope mic. It makes me sound all like super serious and sophisticated and like legit. All right. Like, I do have a podcast though. That's why I got the mic. I just feel like I'm just talking right into Sorry, I'm like 12. It is a dope mic. I did a live with somebody, Super Sly 75, and he had the same mic, and I was like, bet. What do I wash my face with? I just use Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. I'm super like low maintenance as far as my skincare is concerned. Thanks for stopping by. I need to probably get off, and it's like 9:30. But I appreciate you guys spending the evening with me. I appreciate you. But yeah, I just use Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, and then like a hot towel. I don't do a lot. The podcast is called. Thank you for asking, by the way. Your One Black Friend. That's what the podcast is called. The alien. This is me. Because somebody made a joke and I turned it into a shirt. Thanks, Roa. But the podcast is called You're One, but replace the alien with black, because I'm black. Your one black friend. Go check out the podcast. Honestly, the podcast is even more thought provoking than, yes, I did the paintings, than literally anything that I talk about in my videos, because I just sit, it's like a stream of consciousness, and I just sit and talk about stuff. And so there's a lot of content in the podcasts as well that's worth checking out. I'm working on like turning in, clips or whatever and putting them on the YouTube channel. So do that. Hop on the YouTube. I'm just trying to drive as many people off of this and to other platforms so that I can, like share information without, like being suppressed, being shadow banned. My name is Joe. You call me Joe. If you missed the live, it was a cool live. It was a cool vibe. I will post this on my YouTube channel because it was pretty cool, because you guys were cool. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Can I turn you into coconut water? Woo, there you go. You're welcome. Thank you for all of the people that stopped by. Thank you for subscribing. Please check it out. I'm slowly sort of transitioning off of it. Hey, Chris. Everybody follow Chris, though. He is a great historian on TikTok. Right here. Give him a follow. Good night, Kiki. 12:30. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I should probably head it because I feel like I'm keeping you guys up, and but I do appreciate spending the evening with you guys. You guys have been great. I don't think you've seen my text before because you're juice babe in t-shirt. Huh? Oh, okay. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. It's been great. Subscribe to the YouTube. Check me out on Insta. Do the damn thing, and I'll catch you on same time, same place. It's 6 a.m. Wow, good morning. Good morning, South Africa. Yeah, I think the next live I'm just going to just go full on I'm going to practice my stand-up routine on you guys. I don't have a stand-up routine. The podcast is Your One Black Friend. Just replace the alien with black, so it's Your One Black Friend. And you can find it everywhere. It's like literally everywhere. Go to youroneblackfriend.com and you'll see all of the different places that you can go and click on to follow me. Youroneblackfriend.com. Yeah, I'm going to try some comedian shit next time. Your juice says harmless harvest, and you gotta, ooh, that was unintentional, but I like that. The simulation is talking. All right, that was, I like that though. Made me think you were abducting fans. Ooh, I don't like that. I think that's a bit creepy, yeah, doesn't it? Harmless harvest, but I'm wearing an alien shirt. The simulation is talking. The simulation is talking. I'm not abducting anybody though, but that's ooh. Anyway, guys, thanks for spending your Friday with me. You guys have been great. Catch you next time. My lip combo, I don't even know. I just be doing shit. But DM me. I'll let you know. I think I think it's also Colored Rain, but I'm not sure. I just put a bunch of stuff in my mouth and hope it works. But yeah, go ahead and if you want, I Colored Rain, check out their stuff. And then you can DM me on Insta. You guys have been great. Thanks for all the hearts. I think I made some ranking, so that's cool. All right, guys. Good night. Good night, good night, good night, good night.